than Madonna, Cindy Crawford, and Christina Applegate combined. That's because love is her profession, actually. Please welcome, I like to call her Baby Ruth. This is Dr. Ruth Westheimer. What?
Come here, listen to this. Guess what?
What?
This is the dress I just got brand new for the Ace Award for Sunday. Because we have been nominated in 2 categories. But guess what I decided?
What?
The first man in my entire life, and later on I want you both to teach me that bomb style. The first man, my husband did not see this. Nobody has seen this dress. I wore it tonight for you.
It's hot.
I got the dress to either win the award or lose the award. So even if I lose, because that can happen, I will say, my gosh, look at these 2 guys looking at me.
Yes.
And it was worthwhile getting the dress.
I'll tell you, if you lose in the categories, you'll win for best dress with chiffon on the front and boobies bouncing inside. This is very sexy. Very sexy.
But you are the first one.
Boy, no, you look very nice. And I would think that when a woman can wear a dress like this, her and her husband would want to sleep in the same bed. I read an article that...
I knew.
I was reading the paper this morning. I apologize.
This guy is so well informed. What did you read?
Well, okay.
Tell your audience.
Okay, basically it said that you and your husband sleep in separate beds. And I should be honest, it's not a sexual problem. It's a noise pollution problem.
And loud and clear for you and your wife when this will happen to you when you're older. When you maybe eventually will get married, maybe. I have to say to you, it's true. Somebody did squeal, but it's true because when a man snores, a woman like me, who has to talk all day long about love and sex and relationships, needs to sleep. And you can have good sex even if you don't spend the rest of the night together. And you know what happens? I hear now, you young people out there, you don't have that problem yet, but you know what? Across this great country of ours, many people say, thank you, Dr. Ruth. Thank you for being honest and to say that, because sometimes men do you snore.
No, but I've been sleeping in another room.
I'll ask you later why.
So the noise bothers you, but if you get about 10 feet away from him, you're cool. Because is it a loud snore? Can you still hear it when you're in your bed?
It is so loud that my children, 3 years ago, luckily for me, took a tape recorder and taped it so that nobody can say that I'm making up stories. So that's true. And you know what? I think in a relationship, and that's very important for you, Arsenio, to learn for the future.
Yes.
Yes. In a relationship, one should be able to say, look, there are certain things, like when your children, for example, have been very noisy and you have to prepare for a show or whatever, for your video, you have to be able to say honestly, look, it has nothing to do with love. It has nothing to do with our being together. It has something to do with getting a nice sleep.
Yeah.
But I knew when they put that in the paper, I knew that Arsenio is going to pick that up.
Yes, I had to bring it up, but we'll take a commercial and come right back because Sinbad and I would like to talk to you about a few personal problems that we have. Maybe you can help us.
Of course.
Okay, we'll be right back with Dr. Ruth. Okay, here's what I'm going through right now. I'm working a lot, long hours, okay? I get home late most nights. I invite my lady over maybe once a week. You know, the new term for sex among the kids now is knocking boots.
I heard that on your show.
Okay. I just want to say, if you ever hear it, you know what they're talking about.
Okay.
You know it ain't a shoe store reference or something like that. I have sex with my woman maybe once a week. Am I undersexed? I'm concerned, because when I hear, like, the macho guys talk, it's like, oh, man, 14, 15 times a week, you know? But
no such thing as to a question of frequency. If that woman of yours is satisfied with meeting you once a week and getting those sparkling black eyes to tell her that you love her, then that's fine. There is no such thing. And see how he agrees. Think about agrees.
how many times a week you have sex?
Don't ask questions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
God forbid.
Don't ask no questions like that. I'm trying to have something to compare it to. You know? Okay.
But I hope that the other 6 days of the week, that you call her, that you send her flowers, that you send her maybe little gifts, that you tell her, even though, you see that, they like that.
Yeah. So even though you invite her over and you may have sex once a week, you got to remember her and do things every day.
Every single day.
As a person.
Not just as a sex object, because that's what he just said. He said, I'm inviting her over for, what's the boot thing?
What is the clicking boot. Okay, anything you'd like to ask her? Mr. Perfect.
I would like to know, what do you do when Arsenio Hall woman keep calling you? I can't tell him, because he's my friend. And she keeps talking about, she would call about these boots. I thought I had some boots for her.
Okay, I tell you what. Next time she calls, you say to her to get that Arsenio and her into my office. I want to be past them. And I'm going to have a serious conversation.
Should I keep buying her gifts every day like I've been doing?
No, because you are a married man.
It's here, it's my ring.
Okay, you are a married man. Don't you give any gifts to his women?
Well, it's really old stuff my wife don't want. I don't mind.
That's okay.
I feel better now. I'm glad we can still be friends, man. I'm feeling bad.
Now, how is your career going? I know you were working on that book, Sex in the Jewish Tradition.
You see, when the two of you were talking about growing up and some of those issues, one of the things that I'm doing right now, Simon & Schuster's Summit Books, is a book on sexuality and the Jewish condition. And it's not just for Jews, it's for everybody, because I want to show that in the olden days, the sages, which are your great-great-great-grandfathers too, the sages were very smart. They said some wonderful things. For example, you have to know. They said that if a man wants his wife to engage in good sexual activity, what he has to do is to speak to her softly so that she will want to engage in sex. You know what? They knew that it takes women a longer time to be sexually aroused, that they can't just go 1, 2, 3, even if you are tired and that's what you want. So all of these things I'm going to teach you. And you know what else? He's writing it down already. There are... So that book... Wait, I have more. I have more things. When that book...
Wait. How you spell softly? How you spell speak? SP, I'm sorry.
But you see, they were so smart. It's just that later on, we were taught not to talk about sex, not to talk about contraception, not to talk about these things. So that's one of the things that I'm going to do, and then we'll have a nice discussion. Also, what I'm doing right now...
Right now.
Hi, mister. How you met your money?